Welcome to STS 08, in which Fluke and Dave are Rezzed, I'm guessing. Should we go with that one?
It's better than the alternative we discussed.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. So, of course, you know who I am. Fluke is here as well, and Cal. Both you say hello, fine gentlemen.
Hey up, guys.
Hello.
So, the footage in the background before we go anywhere is Blacklight Retribution, and you get to see me suck horribly in a round and then have some fun with a mech. It's quite cool to watch. Hope you enjoy it. Now, we don't really have much coming out in the future because of Rezzed this weekend, so there's not much to discuss in that regard, so let's go back in time and let's discuss what's happened in the past week, because we've had quite a few things come out. Kel, go for your solo stuff first.
My solo stuff, I had episode 9 of Space Marine and Final Fantasy go up. I also took a look at the Penny Arcade RPG Precipice of Darkness, and just this morning, or last night, however you look at it, I went over what's coming up this month on PlayStation Plus. They just announced what all the new titles are and the new format they're running with, so I did a rundown of that.
Wonderful. Are you going to be doing anything from the PlayStation Plus stuff? Is there anything that takes your fancy?
In the current ones, because of the new format, I don't want to delve too much into it. There's a limit on what I can cover, but coming out this week on PSN is a game called Rainbow Moon I'm going to be taking a look at.
So you recommend people watch the video then?
Definitely. It's going to be fairly lengthy because there are some huge changes to the entire system.
Oh, I'm sure if there's huge changes to the entire system, it's worth watching a video that helps explain it, I feel.
Yeah, definitely. It took me quite a while to get my head around it, but I've just about worked it out, so I'm just going to go through it as efficiently as I can.
Fair enough. So, what episode of Space Marine do we have left? 10, 11, 12? Is that right? We've got 3 left?
There are 3 left to put up. 12 is going to be the final episode of Space Marine, and it will be the final uploaded episode of Final Fantasy. I'll go into more on what's the future for that one at the time.
Yeah, Final Fantasy is still to come with more, isn't it? But, as you said, another time on that one.
Yeah, there are quite a few episodes of Final Fantasy left to catch up with where the mega stream was, but like I said, I'm going to go into that in more detail and what's the future of massive playthroughs as a whole with what I'm doing in the future.
Fair enough. So, of course, moving on to Fluke and myself. Fluke, we took a look at Lego Batman. How did you feel that one went?
It was some fun. I enjoy it. I've still been playing around a bit with that. Playing it with the other half. It's something we can just sit and play without too much stress.
You wanted the second controller for it though, didn't you?
Yeah, I think it make it a lot easier because both of us have found it a lot simpler for a controller, so we haven't played that as much as I'd like. So I have to see if I can get my hands on a second-hand controller from somewhere. Just a cheap USB one we can plug in.
So, of course, outside of that, we all of us did the bounce off this week.
Oh, God.
Which was fantastic to do. And we actually wrote up an article, well, I say I wrote up an article on the website explaining what we had to do for it all and how it went, and then the rigmarole afterwards. Because that was the most chaotic video I think I've ever made.
Yeah.
Ever in regards to Premiere.
If it could go wrong, it went wrong.
Pretty
much.
From natural disasters and acts of God to
divine
technical failure.
Acts. Trying not to offend anyone.
Well, yeah, okay.
But yeah, it was. We had floods, we had uploads going wrong, we had hardware dying, like our server died and had to be rebooted during an upload, which corrupted the footage. We then had to re-upload it, which took 12 hours. You accidentally forgot to upload your audio because you uploaded the video and were like, okay, I think that's everything, and then disappeared, and I had to ring you and get you to like upload the audio. Kel had to upload his footage later because of the flood. I think I was the only one that didn't have any issues with my footage, but then I ended up having issues with Premiere crashing and destroying things.
Yeah. Learning experience.
It was, but it was very crazy. And of course, aside from that, moving on from the bounce off, which we're still waiting to hear back from some of you winners, by the way. I did contact you on YouTube. Check your inboxes. I'm going to keep harassing you. We've had one email me. I'm waiting for the others before we send them off, but we're holding on to these copies for you. We want to give them to you. Anyway, did any of you guys catch the trip video I put out?
What was up with that game?
I know, right?
I didn't. I haven't seen it.
Have you not seen it yet?
No.
It's insane. It is bat crazy.
Yeah, I had no idea what was going on in it, but at the same time, I couldn't stop watching. It was odd.
It was one of the most bizarrest games I think I've ever had to do a video on. It was absolutely crazy and insane, and I loved it. It was a fantastic game to actually take a look at, but at the same time, whoa.
Yeah.
It's the idea of the fact that the whole concept is just an exploration fluke. There is no objectives, there are no enemies or nothing. It is literally just a game world that you can wander around.
Just a sandbox world type.
Yeah, and like, you can poke stuff and it makes noises and it's all really weird.
Okay.
It was absolutely insane. You really should go take a look at the video. In fact, we'll put a link down to that one and also Kel's PSN info in the description below. As that'll be up when this is up, yes, Kel?
It will, yeah.
Excellent. So there you go. So apart from that, moving on to the Rezzed stuff. Rezzed is Friday and Saturday this weekend down in the Brighton Centre, down in lovely Brighton. Although why I would preface Brighton as being lovely, I don't really have any idea.
I can think of other descriptives to use, certainly,
yes.
But that's where it is.
Of course, this means that there will be no video from myself or Fluke up on my channel for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's 4 days that you're going to be without stuff on the channel. And I'm aware that the Steam sale might start at some point, which I'm going to interrupt myself and just quickly say if the Steam sale is at any point, no matter when it is, we will do something for it. We'll do the giveaways as we always do. So don't worry on that one. Yes. But for Rezzed, there'll be no footage or anything going up on the channel while we're away. But when we get back, oh boy, we will be...
we're going to have a lot of stuff to go up.
Yeah, we will be staggering the stuff that goes up. There is no way we can upload all of it at once. We are talking to rather a few guys. We're checking out a lot of games, and it's just going to be fantastic. Fluke, what is the one game that you're looking forward to the most to check out?
That's actually quite a difficult question to ask, because the closer it's getting, the more interested I'm getting in a couple of bits and pieces, which I wasn't really in. I didn't think I'd have any interest in, or didn't think I'd have a massive amount of interest in. Like End of Nations, which is... I've never been very good at real-time strategy games, as much as I enjoy playing and battering the computer. I've never been very good in a competitive environment. I'm just no good at managing that much stuff. I'm no good as a manager. But it interests me. It's a very interesting concept, taking the RTS on such a large scale. I know quite a few people who probably spend quite a lot of time playing this. So I'd be interested in talking to the guys about this one and seeing what their concept is. How they're going to do this.
Isn't Colonial Marines one of the ones that's big on your radar?
Yes, definitely. The co-op horror survival. I like Left 4 Dead. I like that kind of co-op style game. Again, I prefer them to competitive games. We just seem to have more fun playing co-op games than we do competitive. So
mine
big interest.
Mine is actually an indie title. I mentioned it to you earlier. Can you remember what the name of the game that I'm really interested in checking out is?
It's the one with the alcohol-powered robot.
Yes, the name of the game is Drunken Robot Pornography.
What?
This is by Dejaban. They made
they did,
and 1, 2, 3
Drop
that beat like an ugly baby. They've made a game called Drunken Robot Pornography.
They do awesome game names.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're alcohol-powered robots.
I'm really looking forward to Drunken Robot Pornography. I think it will be a fantastic game, and I can't wait to talk to the guys and check it out and see if the game's going to be any good. But apart from that, going to reel some off. Fluke, jump in if you can remember any that I forget. We're also going to be having a look at and talking to people regarding, all in one, Borderlands, Aliens, Natural Selection, Prison Architect, Crater, End of Nations, DayZ. We're going to be talking to the Bounce guys who are there. What else? Drunken Robots, if possible. Strike Suit Zero. Raiders.
Yeah.
And there's tons of more that I'm just unable to actually.
Crater guys are going to be there.
Yeah. And Tengami as well. The Nyam Nyam guys who I'm really looking forward to seeing. They're the guys that are creating a really weird-looking game.
There's been an awful lot of that coming up from the
Weird games, yes.
Yeah, a lot of weird games coming from the indie scene lately, and some of them are really making a breakthrough into the mainstream. And I want to know where they get the inspiration from. And that's why I'm interested in talking to some of these guys. And seriously, where did these ideas come from?
Yeah. And that's the thing with Trip. It's like, where did you actually come up with this idea? Because it's, like, insane.
I must say, just jumping in there on the Tengami point, when you guys see those, I want you just to go up to them and say one word. Android. I would love to have that on my phone because I love the look of it. And also, with the Drunken Robots, it'll be the one game where Ireland is a superpower, and I'm okay with that.
The Irish nation of drunken robot fighting. So like Irish robot wrestling or something.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. Irish robots out in the field having a good time.
Oh, I know. It could be the Irish Robot Association. There you go.
Irish Robot Association.
Yes. So
Let's swiftly moving on.
the Blacklight Retribution footage is coming to an end, and so is our time in this episode of STS. I'm going to quickly say that Blacklight seems to be taking Ventrilo by its happy places.
Yeah, it's a very fun game. First real fun FPS I've played in quite a while.
Kelly, are you going to be joining us in Blacklight at some point?
I will once I've got a little bit more time. I actually have time this weekend, so I'm going to have to jump in and play some Blacklight while you guys are off at Rezzed. Because I can't.
Yeah, so we're going to come back and be level 20 with all this wonderful kit.
Yeah. I'll still be terrible, though.
Maybe. You don't know. The guns in that game, though, feel so good. They just feel tight. Like, using the assault rifle, it's pretty hard to out-snipe someone using a bolt action, which feels right.
Yeah, I had a lot of problems with lag early on. I can't quite figure out what's going on. I think it's something I've got running on my machine. I feel a clean format coming on.
But they just launched European servers as well, didn't they? So that would help.
Well, the European servers were down when I tried yesterday. They had European ones in the beta. They did have European ones in general, but they weren't up when Steam launched it.
Might be an issue to have them with the European servers.
Yeah, plus you can't actually transfer Zen to the European servers at the moment, so the Euro servers are suffering quite a bit.
Yeah. It's definitely one to keep an eye on, though. It's a lot of fun and free to play, so anybody can just pick it up, download it on Steam, give it a go. It's awesome fun, easy to play. I'd highly recommend giving it a look at.
So there you go, guys. We're actually going to cut this one a minute-ish short, depending on how long this wrap-up takes. Knowing me, it'll probably still run over. But, of course, you've got all of this wonderful Rezzed stuff coming over the next few weeks that we'll be away filming this weekend. Keep an eye out on Twitter and stuff as well. Just shameless plugging now. Mine and Kel's and Xander's and the Elden 3 one as well. The Elden 3 one is the one that you want. Twitters are all going to be down in the description below. That's where we'll actually be like randomly sending pictures and crap while we're away this weekend. So if you want to like see some stuff before it hits anywhere else, that's normally the place to be. But apart from that, Kel, you've got stuff coming out next week. You've got all this wonderful things. Run over them very quickly again.
Like I mentioned earlier, I'm going to be looking at Rainbow Moon. Also, I'm going to be looking at Spelunky on Xbox Live Arcade, and there will be episodes 10 of Space Marine and Final Fantasy.
Lovely, brilliant. Awesome. So there you go. You got Kel's footage to keep you company and games to keep you company while myself and Mr. Fluke are away. Please don't forget to leave comments and questions and queries down below. Nearly messed that one up. Yeah. So from myself and Fluke and Kel over in the corner, we will see you for the next video, which will be in a few days' time. Enjoy the weekend. I hope you have a great time. I know we definitely will. Peace.
In a while.
Stay awesome.